Hello everyone, it's me again. I'm Zhi Jun, the Vice President Education of University Malaya Toastmaster Club, and welcome everyone to our 368th online meeting. Next slide. And before we start the meeting, there's a couple of things to take note. The meeting will be recorded for archive purpose. For any speech that requires no recording, kindly mention before you present a speech. Next slide. There are 3 housekeeping rules in UNPMC meeting. First, please have your video switched on throughout the meeting as one of the means of interaction with other participants. Second, please keep your mic on mute when you are not speaking. And last, this meeting will be recorded for archive purpose. So just now I mentioned, if you request for not recording for a speech, kindly request before you present. With that, I shall call this meeting adjourned. Nada giver. Next slide. The theme of today is MBTI. So I think you already know what it is. Or if you didn't do the test before, maybe you have heard before from the friend or the social media. The full name is called Myers-Briggs Time Indicator. It's a psychological test, which is to test your 60 personality that classify either you are extrovert or introvert. You are the senses, like you are the realistic or the intuitive, which is full of imagination or creativity. You are thinkers or feelers. Or last, when doing things, you are the judges, which is you like to plan things before you do the task. Or you are the perceivers, which is you are open-minded. Next slide. So this is for fun. Maybe you can ask about what is your MBTI result. For here I share my personal MBTI. I'm INFJ, which is I'm introvert, 62%, is quite middle, and some intuitive, which is very many imagination. Like sometimes when I'm alone, I already think that what should I do when I retire? I already think about very far. And I'm more to the feeling person. However, I will be more logical when I do my task or making decision. And last, this one I also not so believe on myself, which is I got 96% judging. Based on their description, it's like judging is like you plan things, you like to use the organizing tools, and you hope that you do the task and then step by step, not do last minute something. Maybe afterwards, or if you are free, you can search the keyword MBTI test from Google. Just do for fun. Next slide. I would like to acknowledge some external role players from other clubs for helping us as a role player. So due to time constraint, I will not call one by one to let them to introduce themselves. I just introduce them. First is our Mr. General Evaluator, the VIP of the day. Presentation Mastery Level 5, Abdurraheen from Summer University Toastmaster Club. And second, Persuasive Influence Level 5, Yusra Afiqah from UNS Toastmaster Club as Table Topics Evaluator. It's also District 102 Area D1 Director. First is Toastmaster Mohammed Danish Daniel, FNF Toastmaster Club as Speech Evaluator. Fourth is Presentation Mastery Level 5, Persuasive Influence Level 3, Sri Kugan from Oracle Advanced Toastmaster Club as Speech Evaluator. And last, the VP of Utah Toastmaster Club, Toastmaster Zhi Jie as Speaker. Next slide. Thank you for joining. Next slide. With that, I shall pass the floor to our host of the day, Toastmaster of the evening, Effective Coaching Level 2, Toastmaster Kenneth.
Okay, hello everyone. So I'm Kenneth, the Toastmaster of the evening and basically the host of today's meeting. All right, so before we begin our meeting, I believe there are a few non-Toastmasters here. So, what is meant by Toastmaster? Is it a master in making toast, a master in making toast with butter, or a master of making toast with butter and kaya? No, no, no. Toastmaster is basically a worldwide non-profit educational organization. What do? Is we want you to become effective communicators and leaders. And we have a large network of members and clubs. You can see the statistics. It is proven that we are strong in numbers. And we are also an effective provider of a dynamic, high value, experiential, again, the two keywords, communication and leadership. So what we do is basically, it's not a public speaking club. We built your communication and leadership skills to prepare you for this ever-changing world. So the core values rise, respect, integrity, service, and excellence. We uphold the core values to ensure we can deliver our full potential as a Toastmaster. So what did we learn? As I've mentioned earlier, if you join Toastmaster, it is not only about public speaking. You develop your critical thinking skills, time management, your listening skills. How can you listen? How can you interpret to what you have listened? And your presentation skills, you have the chance to enhance it. Of course, relationships, team building, and speak without practice. What is it? Later you'll know in our table topic session where we give you a topic on the spot, then you must describe your topic. And you'll learn about feedbacks, how to receive feedbacks, and how can you execute your feedbacks. And last but not least is leadership skills. So, as I said, you join Toastmaster not only to learn about public speaking, it is not only about public speaking. We prepare you to become someone wholesome, holistic, and you are able to fly high no matter in your life, in your relationship, or even in your working world. So, there's always a flow in an activity, in an event. So in Toastmasters, we call it as a meeting. Okay, we don't call it as activity or event, we call it as a meeting. So we have 3 sessions: table topics, prepared speeches, and evaluation. Table topics, it is about impromptu speeches. Prepared speech where members, they will prepare their speeches and will deliver it on the meeting. So that's why it is named as prepared speeches. And last but not least, everyone who speaks, everyone who give an idea will be evaluated. So the speakers will receive evaluation from their respective evaluators, as well as the table topics of the impromptu speeches speaker. All right, there are a few interesting statistics right here, which shows that Toastmaster is a very strong international organization. So we can see that in Malaysia, we have members from 38 years or below. That means the Malaysian members are very young, super young, like me, right? I'm super young, super energetic. And here are the proportion of members who are students. Yeah, so these are the interesting statistics published by the Toastmasters International and Toastmaster headquarters that indicates the 2023 statistics from all perspectives. And this one is the students. So you can see in Malaysia, wow, greater than 13% of the members are students like me. Right, so as what I've said earlier, a lot of Toastmasters recommend Toastmasters Club to others. 8 out of 10, you can see how mind-blowing, how astonished these statistics are. It is because Toastmaster can train you for 4 C's. creativity, collaboration, communication, and critical thinking skills. For students, if you want to excel in your working life, if you want to have a very fruitful relationship with your peers or with your another pair, then trust me, this 4C is definitely your first choice for you, your first priority. And what I can proudly tell you is Toastmaster offers those 4C training to you. Trust me. Right, so let me introduce the role players today. Grammarian and R counter, or so-called Gra counter. Okay, this is a new name because it combines grammar and R counter. Previously, grammar and R counter is different people, but due to some reasons, today we combine it together. So let us welcome our grammarian and R counter, grammarian Toastmaster Joshua.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Evening, Kenneth. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As the grammarian and R counter, the GRA counter, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, especially including their language usage, perhaps improper language structure, or maybe any outstanding words, quotes, saying, or thoughts. I would also take note of the pause fillers and speech crutches, such as like, as well, right? So, and it is also my duty as the grammarian to introduce the word of the day. In today's meeting, the word of the day is perception, as you can see in my screen, perception. And the meaning of perception is the way in which something is regarded, understood, or interpreted. As you can see in the slides, we have two example sentences using the word perception. The first example is, there is a general perception that exams are becoming easier to pass. The second is, the politician worked hard to change the public's perception of her, emphasizing her dedication to community service. And towards the end of today's meeting, I would present my report for the grammarian and the R counter to the audiences. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Okay, thank you so much, Gra counter. So basically, beware of your grammarians and your speech clutches. Next, let us welcome our timekeeper, the clock of the day, timer Toastmaster Ming.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Kenneth. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kang. I'm the timer for today's meeting. The perception of time might change when you get too excited in speaking, might went over time, under time, who knows. So role of timer, my role today is to keep track of the time, table topic sessions, prepare speech evaluations, so that you speak within time limits, and I will denote the time taken in your speech in 3 colors: the green, the yellow, and the red, like a traffic light. So when you see red in my video, it's time for you to conclude and stop. Details timing will be explained soon in each session. That's the end of my timer's introduction. Thank you. Pass the floor back to the TME.
Okay, thank you so much for our clock of the day, Toastmaster Ming Kang. And last but not least, our general evaluator, Toastmaster Abdurraheen.
Hello everyone, thank you so much for having me. My role as general evaluator is basically to see the overall ongoing of the meeting, see what has been doing well, and how the meeting can be improved. That's pretty much it. I'll be leading my evaluation session with all the evaluators and technical role players later on. Thank you so much, and back to you, TM.
Okay, thank you so much to our general evaluator. All right, so now one of the most amazing, the most interesting session is here. Table topics and impromptu speech session. Let us invite Toastmaster Ikhtifar as the master of our table topics. Table topics master.
Thank you, Mr. Kenneth, for the kind introduction. So for my table topics, it's going to be very easy. It's all going to be about MBTI as the lead topic, and I'm going to ask, you're going to choose 1 till 16, and I'm going to give you your topics based on your number that you chosen. Each of the numbers will have 2 topics to choose from. Before I start my session, I like the timer to demonstrate the timing device. So at 1 minute, it will be green. At 1.5 minutes, it will be yellow. At 2 minutes, it will be red. And at 2 minutes and 30 seconds, they will buzz you off. So without further ado, I'd like to choose my first victim, which just now I already asked. Kien Boon, are you ready?
It was Tian Jun.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Me,
So
right?
got
Tian
people.
Jun.
Yeah, Kien Boon, yeah.
Okay.
So, Kien Boon, can you pick topics from numbers from 1 to 16?
Choose the number 1 from 16.
Yes.
Choose 7.
7, huh? All right. Number 7 is
6, sorry.
7 is adaptability and resilience. So your topic will be share a personal story about a time when you had to adapt to a significant change.
Can pardon?
Sorry. Share a personal story about a time when you had to adapt to a significant change.
Set a type of time, have the significant change.
Yeah.
I think is since I was studying in my matriculation, I think I have changed a lot of things because I am not staying in my house again. So I am staying in my dormitory, and I need to walk to the classroom, and because before I staying in the matriculation, I was went to the school by using car. So after that, after the secondary school, I was using my legs to walk to the school, and a lot of things also do by myself, such as washing the shirts, washing our clothes, washing my clothes, and I think all the things are controlled by myself, and the time, I think the time also controlled by myself. Like I need to sleep how many hour, I need to study how many hour, I want to play how many hour, also all controlled by myself, and I am more. I think that's all.
All right. Thank you, Kien Boon. There's a perception where we think that after we join matrix or university, right, life will be so much easier. But then that's the point of time where we learn about being an adult. So next, I'd like to invite Tian Jun. So Tian Jun, you can choose any number.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. 6.
6. All right. So 6 is about problem solving approaches. So could you share a solution? Tian Boon, can share a challenging problem you recently solved and your approach. Can share a challenging problem that you recently solved and your approach, Tian Boon.
Okay. So the topic is about problem solving. Actually, I have this difficulty. I have difficulty in solving problem for a long time. So it's very funny. I think when there is a problem, if I cannot figure out how to solve this problem, if it is very like beyond my knowledge, so I will choose randomly, like just let the God to tell me what is right or what is wrong, and just I think the God will tell me what is right and what is wrong. So I think most of the time it works very well. But for something I know, something I really have this knowledge, I would definitely choose make decision for it. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Tian Jun, for your table topics. Yes, I believe that God, we just leave everything to God, and he's the best solver for everything. So next, I'd like to invite Yee Sheng. Are you there?
Yeah, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah. Do you mind opening your camera?
Oh, yeah, wait.
All right.
Okay.
Yee Sheng. So you have topics from 1 to 16 to choose from.
10.
10. Okay, give me a moment. Okay. 10. 10 is about passions and hobbies. So, Yee Shen,
Yeah.
your topic is talk about a hobby or interest that brings you joy and fulfillment. Yee Shen, talk about a hobby or interest that brings you joy and fulfillment. Yee
Okay.
Shen.
So basically, okay, so my hobby is playing basketball, and I play basketball since I was a child in my grandma's house, and I always make time from busy schedule from academic life to go play basketball with my friends. That's the first thing. So when playing basketball, it is very the reason why I think playing basketball will bring joy to me is because playing basketball it is very important to have communication skill firstly, because it is very important to communicate with teammates so that we can come up with different tactics and so on. That's the first thing. Second thing is playing basketball can also like we are using the tactics. It is not only just using our own stamina, using just mainly just use muscle in our body, but it's very important to use the brain to strategize any tactics so that we can earn a point and so on. And also another hobby of mine is swimming. Actually swimming, I just started swimming about a year ago, and it is quite relaxing, but at the same time, it is quite terrifying, especially when I go to a deeper zone where, for example, to walk 2 to 3 meters, where if I'm standing, the water is definitely will be over my head already. So, but swimming is quite relaxing. At the same time, if I just go swimming in 1 meter to 1.5 meter depth. So yeah, so that's my hobby, which are playing basketball and also swimming. That's all for me. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Yee Shen. Well, I think there's a perception where people who play basketball and swim, right, are very tall and very slim. So I hope that one day I will meet you personally. I mean, I will meet you physically to see this. All right. So next we have Zhi Jun. Zhi Jun, can you please choose number 1 to 16?
Which one is easiest?
It's all about personality and everything. So I don't know which one is easiest.
I think I take one.
1, huh? All right.
One.
One is about introversion and extroversion.
Yeah,
So,
very easy.
Zhi Jun, discuss the benefits and challenges of being an introvert or extrovert. Discuss the benefits of and challenges of being an introvert or extrovert, Zhi Jun.
Good evening, everyone. What I get the topic is the benefits of being introvert or extrovert. For me, I will summarize there's not very a good one between introvert and extrovert. So I just list out both their pros and cons. For introvert, majority of us have a perception of the introversion is like they don't know how to social. They just know how to being alone at there and then just be quiet. And maybe that they're afraid to speak out. But for me, at first I was something like that, but now I get actually this is also their bets, the cons. However, for introvert, like me, we also have the pros. Like, for example, We are more can concentrate, and we are more steady when we are facing a problem. Is our pro. And second, people what did they think about like introvert? They have they feel like they're easy to approach and more steady to find us when we have a problem because we are very steady to help them to solve problem. For extrovert, many of us we like to be extroverts. Why? Because they are socialized, they are friendly. But for extrovert, what they can't do is they can't to be alone. They not know how to enjoy to be alone because they are energetic. They get their energy from the others, from the outside of the world. So for me, there's no any goods and bads for being introvert extrovert. Just the things how we get the energetic, how we get from is from outside or our internal side. That's all from me.
Your third, Ikhtifar.
Thank you, Zhi Jun, for your table topic speech. For me, being introvert extrovert, right, is both a blessing and also a curse. So next speaker we have Kugan. Kugan, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
All right. So you can choose numbers from 1 to 16.
1 to
16.
16. 1 to 16. I'll choose 8.
8. All right. 8 is about leadership style. So Kugan, describe your leadership style and the principles that guide your leadership. Describe your leadership style and the principles that guide your leadership, Kugan.
A very good evening to everyone at the University Malaya Toastmasters Club. Now, describe my leadership style. Well, the dominant part of my leadership, as I know, is always authoritative. Because I like to give instructions and I expect people to follow my instructions. And when I give instructions, I don't merely simply just give out instructions. I do my homework, I foresee the expectations, I think of a contingency plan, and then I give out the instructions to the people who are working under me. And being authoritative, it has a lot of benefits. That's how I see it. Because I know you all say dictators are bad people and this and that. But the best way to rule without listening to opinions here and there is to be a dictator. Because dictators, we don't do much. Well, I'm comparing myself with dictators. Oh my God, what has happened to me? Because dictators, we just give, we delegate, we tell people, and then we expect the things to be done according to our expectations. But of course, being authoritative has its cons. One of the biggest cons is when things don't go up to our expectation. Sometimes I tend to get mad because I feel that the people there, they are not working properly and this and that. So how do I circumvent this problem? It's by going to my second leadership style, which is to be bureaucratic. With all my team players, I take some time. I discuss with them. I'll see how can we solve this? How can we manage these problems? We do and this, that. And I have a very bad tendency when I'm bureaucratic. I like to put 2 or 3 people. I like to ask them for their opinions, and everybody will give them. This person will tell his opinion. That person will tell his opinion, and I don't take sides. I let them give their opinions, and this way I can divide them and I can maintain my rule over them. So whenever I have a bunch of teammates, this person says that person that, I don't take sides. I just listen. And I say, okay, I take note of all whatever you've said. This is the classic way to divide and rule. And the third way is coaching. Now, I understand that I might look like a dictator a bit, but I do have a heart as well. Okay, so I coach my teammates. Whenever my teammates come and they say, I want this, I want that, I coach them. I tell them how you can do this and that. So if I want to summarize my leadership, as long as you are loyal to me, I'm kind to you. That's the kind of a leader I am. Thank you, and back to you, TTM.
All right. Thank you, Kugan, for your table topics. Well, sometimes we need to be authoritative to get the job done. Lastly, we have Anas. Anas, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, Anas, you can choose numbers 1 to 16.
Number 3.
Number 3. All right. Give me a moment. All right. Number 3 is about communication styles. So share a memorable misunderstanding due to the difference in communication. Anas, share a memorable misunderstanding due to the difference in communication.
Difference in communication. Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Anas Mohammed, and I share. Wait, I have a question. What if I don't have any in mind?
Well, you can just share anything. Let's say, for example, if you like fight with your sister or brother, or there's a misunderstanding during your group works, during metrics, or so forth.
Group works, metrics.
Or even like if there's a girlfriend or issue that you misunderstood what she wanted to say.
I'm really sorry, but I think I'm like that, or you can talk about a hypothetical. Okay. So let me start again. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Anas Mohammed. Good evening to everyone. So my communication style, I would say, is I'm not actually very communicative. I'm very introverted, and it's hard for me to talk to people. So even now, I live in KK12 of M, and when I see even people that I know, it's very hard for me to even give a greeting, say hi. And I think that one problem that might arise for my own communication style is I've always hypothesized that maybe when the time will come where I really have to ask for help, but due to my introvertedness, it's going to be hard for me to come out and ask for, advice or help. So I think that's one scenario where my communication style could lead to some problems. And I think that another thing would be if someone has maybe not have understood what I said 100%, it's going to be difficult for me to correct their perception of what I've just said. So due to my, as I've said before, introverted nature, I'm very non-confrontational. So maybe when I say, oh, go do this, they're going to do the opposite. And it's going to be hard for me to correct that. And yeah, I think those are the two scenarios, hypothetically, that might arise. Thank you.
Thank you, Anas, for the speech. It was a very nice try, and I really applaud that most of the table topics tonight is the first timers. Yeah. So back to you, Mr. Kenneth.
All right, thank you so much to Toastmaster Ikhtifar for this wonderful table topic session full of perception. Okay. So now it is the moment of truth whereby you can vote for the best table topic speaker for those who spoke just now for the table topic session. You can scan the QR code here with your phone, or you can key in the link sli.do/umpnc and paste it into your browser. You can paste it into Microsoft Edge, Google Chrome, or any browser that works. Okay, thank you to our timer, to Master Ming. He has pasted the link into the chat box. So you can also copy Ctrl+C and paste Ctrl+V the link into your browser.
Now got 9, 10. Wait. Need 5 more. Wait, stop.
I saw a tie.
Wow, that's interesting. Okay, I'm entering the link now to break the tie. Blame you if the person didn't win.
There's a perception in Toastmasters where there's no winners and losers. It's all good participation that's important.
Everyone is a winner.
Yeah.
Once you volunteer, you're already a winner.
Yeah. Yes, AD. Yes, the area director Minka.
I need a tiebreaker. I already vote.
Don't need tiebreaker. We accept winners.
Okay, I saw already. Someone break the tie.
Okay, thank you so much for this wonderful table topic session, and thank you so much for your collaboration in voting the best table topic speakers in your heart. Okay, so timer, how many time we have left for the group photo? 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Okay, so now we'll have our group photo and break time. For the break time, it will be 5 minutes. So now let us activate our camera and pose the sweetest smile in your life. And come here.
Are you taking a photo, Jeffrey?
Sure. Can you unshare screen first? So I'll take two photos lah. The first one is the formal, the second one is the freestyle. So the formal one in 3, 2, 1. Okay, hold on, yeah. Okay, one more freestyle. In 3, 2,
Wait.
1. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Toastmaster Jeffrey, for your help. So now let us have a break time of 5 minutes. 5 minutes, okay? So see you later in 5 minutes. You can go to the toilet, you can pee, or you can poop, or you can drink water, or you can eat in 5 minutes. Do anything you want. Okay, see you later.
Okay, hello everyone. Sorry for disrupting. I know you are talking very happy, but I should resume the meeting now. Now it's 8:45. I will pass the stage to Mr. Tiemi.
All right, thank you so much, Zhi Jun. So now it's a prepared speech session whereby our speakers have prepared their speeches to be delivered in this session. The first speaker, so today we will have 4 speakers as usual, and they will be attempting different speeches from different levels with different context, everything different. Okay, the first speaker today will be Toastmaster Zhi Jie. He will be attempting level 1, evaluation and feedback, the second speech. Okay, can I invite the evaluator, Toastmaster? Okay, seems that I have Alzheimer. I'm sorry, I'm retiring next year, so I have Alzheimer. Who is the evaluator again?
It's Ikhtifar.
Okay, sorry, I have Alzheimer and I'm retiring next year actually. So Toastmaster Ikhtifar, can you read out the purpose statement?
Thank you, Mr. Kenneth. Yes, I agree that there's a perception where older students are prone to Alzheimer's. So the purpose of this project is to practice applying feedback and serve as a speech evaluator during a club meeting. Right. Also for the member to present a speech and receive feedback from the evaluator. Back to you, Mr. Kenneth.
All right, thank you so much, our evaluator, Toastmaster Ikhtifar. And now can I invite the general evaluator, Toastmaster Abdurraheen, to read out the notes for the evaluator?
All right, thank you very much. During the completion of this project, the member received feedback about their first speech. work to apply the feedback to his second speech. About the speech, the member will deliver a well-organized speech on any topic and incorporate feedback from their previous speech evaluation. The member may choose to present the same speech, a revision of the first evaluation and feedback speech, or a new speech. Thank you so much, and all the best to the speaker and the evaluator.
All right, so Toastmaster Zhi Jie. With the speech title, You Are What You Believe. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Right, You Are What You Believe, Toastmaster Zhi Jie.
See, I told you to manage your time properly, one lah. Now this is what you get, you loser. That was the voice uttered by my biggest enemy, my inner voice. In my previous semesters, when I just became a VPE, I know nothing about VPE. And that was when I put more efforts in my Toastmasters than my study. And that's when I see a problem with my time management. As I put more time in Toastmasters, I neglect my studies. And that's when I started to see my performance drop. And that's when I felt like, am I really that bad at time management? And I kind of agree that, yeah, I think it's yes. And that's when I realized I don't believe in myself in this. And as time goes by, nothing changed. Still the same for the whole semesters. I still put more effort in Toastmasters and neglect all my studies. And guess what? 2 months have passed. My workload have piled up to a point that's overwhelming due to the accumulation of the thing that I've missed in my lectures, tutorial, everything. And that's when I felt so hopeless that I was bad at my studying. And that's when my inner thoughts kicks in. Zhi Jie, hey, I think you're also very bad at studying. And that's when I realized, yeah, it's kind of true. But in reality, I know that I wasn't as bad as that. And I knew that my learning skills is great. But in fact, what shows me is the opposite. And that's when I started to feel less confident in my studies. And I even not dare to face my friends and talk to them about how I went through in my semesters, because I was afraid if I ask them for help, then I might feel ashamed. And 2 months have passed. Exam is just around the corner. You guys might be thinking, yeah, have I done my revisions? And guess what? I actually done barely nothing. I mean, barely anything about my study. And that's when I realized, hey, there's something has to change. I have to put my effort. And that's when I think. Bing! Oh, I've actually faced the same situation in the past. So what I have to do is just apply the same solutions in the current situations and things will get better. So I put everything aside, Toastmasters, socializings, meeting with friends, everything aside. And with that 1 week, I just fully focus in my studies. No game, no nothing. And that's when I realized, as I study and study, I started to get back my confidence. And I started to believe, hey, I can actually do it. It's not that bad. It's not that difficult. I just need to focus and manage my task well. My friends, if you ever felt any situations that's hard, never stop believing in yourself, because we can all achieve impossibles like what I did. And before I end my speech, I would like to leave everyone with a quote by Henry Ford. Whether you think you can or you think you cannot, you are right. And with that, back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Wow, you are always what you believe. If you believe positively, then your life will excel positively. What a wonderful speech, Toastmaster Zhi Jie. The second speaker, Toastmaster Jefri. He will be attempting level 2, understanding your leadership style. May I invite his evaluator, Toastmaster Danish, to read out the purpose statement?
Okay, so the purpose of this project is for the member to identify his or her primary leadership or leadership style or styles. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspect of his or her primary leadership style or discuss leadership in general. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Toastmaster Danish. Now, can I invite the general evaluator, Toastmaster Abdurraheen, to read out the notes for the evaluator?
Hello, everyone. During the completion of this project, the member responded to a questionnaire to help identify his or her primary leadership style. About the speech, the member will deliver a well-organized speech about some aspect of leadership styles. The member may choose to speak about his or her own leadership style or leadership styles in general and their impacts. The speech may be humorous, informational, or any style the member chooses. The speech should not be a report to the content of the Understanding Your Leadership Style project. All the best to the speaker and the evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Abdurraheen. Toastmaster Jefri, are you ready?
Yes.
Toastmaster Jefri, leader believers, Toastmaster Jefri.
Thank you, Kenneth, the Mr. Toastmaster of the evening. Last night, while I was writing the script for tonight's speech, I happened to be doing the Understanding Your Leadership Style quiz by Toastmasters International. However, as I was doing it at the 11th hour late at night, I found that the quiz was a bit too tedious. So I just skipped to the last page, and then I saw the options that were available, such as democratic, authoritative, affiliative. Then I realized that affiliative style of leadership is the one that I resonated with the most. And I would like to tell and explain about my personal story 2 or 3 years ago, back when I was one of the service crew for a bakery and cafe at KL. So why do I say that I resonate very much with this style of leadership? Because I was given the opportunity to lead one of the outlets, because it's a local coffee house consisting of several branches, and there was a vacant leadership role, and I happened to take on that role, even though my pay did not reflect that responsibility. So as an affiliative leadership style person, I help to promote a positive and harmonious workplace, and also ensure that everyone works in a team and no one gets left behind. So in terms of harmony, the problem that I had faced at that particular outlet before I became the leader is that, though irregardless of whether you are local or a foreigner, each person will have at least 1 day of break each week. However, the common practice was that we have already planned for our off day, and then for say tomorrow is the off day, and then at the 11th hour, our manager will call us up and and say that we have to cover the shift for the next day. So what I did was, when I took over the role, I did the opposite of what my previous manager did, and ensure that everyone will have at least 1 day of off day each week. And on top of that, I also allowed my staff to apply annual leave or emergency leave, whatever leave they want to apply, without any further inquiries, because I believe that their need needs to be prioritized. Because if you take care of your staff, they'll take care of the business for you, even though it's not my business. And then I also practice connecting with my team members, whereby I will sometimes treat them for lunch, for dinner, or breakfast, and then share with them what are the management expectation and also the company performance. Because back when I was just joining the company as a newbie, I was only being told what to do by my manager. I didn't understand what I was doing, why I was doing it, and they didn't even explain the company performance, all because the reasoning was because of privacy and confidentiality. Hence, I ensure that when I lead my team, I will disclose whatever performance to them so that they can understand what is their goal and provide them with reward and incentive, which will ensure that our outlet will achieve the sales target. And last but not least, as an affiliative leader, I practice flexibility. In the F&B line, there will be two types of staff. Staff A, the people that strive for work-life balance, and they only want to work for like 9 hours per day. And the second one is they want to earn as much as they can in their current job. So to get the best of both worlds and to balance it out, I always ensure that those who want to have more OT, I will provide them with more hours so that they can have more pay. Whereas for those who strive for work-life balance, I'll ensure that they just work the minimum hours that they need to do according to the employment law, and ensure that their basic will also increase, and it will just not stay stagnant. And most importantly, not to call the staff or message them even after the working hours. I know that it's a typical culture whereby even after work at night, our manager will be messaging us even at 3 a.m. in the morning and might call us. But I strive not to do that unless it's a critical emergency. Even then, I'll just go for WhatsApp and wait for their reply. However, there are advantages to this style of leadership. First of all, if I happen to approach and apply this type of leadership and we did not reach the sales target or meet expectations, I will definitely be questioned by the management, the higher ups. They will be asking me, why am I practicing this type of leadership at my workplace and the performance is not there? So we not only did not achieve performance, but I'm actually going against the grain and the typical company policies. And on top of that, I'll consider this as like a form of physical, psychological manipulation, where I manipulate others into achieving what I believe is the company's goals of getting more profit. So all in all, particularly at where I work at, this style of leadership might not be suitable for everyone, and it might not please everyone, especially the higher ups, because it's going against their practices. However, I believe that this is the way forward, and this so that's my opinion on this style of leadership. Thank you. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster of the evening.
Wow, thank you so much, Jeffrey, for this wonderful insight. Jeffrey, later can you text me what company are you working at? Can I be your worker so that I can prefer for more work-life balance? All right.
Okay.
Now, okay, sure. Thank you so much. Maybe next year I will be working in your company. Right. The third speaker, Toastmaster Nicholas. You'll be attempting level 2, effective body language. Now, can I invite his evaluator, Toastmaster Sri Kugan, to read out the purpose statement.
Thank you very much to the Toastmaster of the evening. So Toastmaster Nicholas is attempting Pathways Project Level 2, which is the effective body language. Now, the purpose of this project is for the member to deliver a speech with awareness of intentional and unintentional body language, as well as to learn, practice, and refine how he or she uses non-verbal communication when delivering a speech. So over to you, Toastmaster of the evening, to read out the speech title. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. May I invite the General Evaluator, Toastmaster Abdurraheen, to read out the notes for the evaluator.
Thank you very much. During the completion of his project, the member has spent time learning about and practicing his or her body language, including gestures and other nonverbal communication. About this speech, the member will present a well-organized speech on any topic. Watch for the member's awareness of his or her intentional and unintentional movement and body language. Note distracting movements as well as movements that enhance the speech. The speech may be humorous, informational, or any style the member chooses. The speech is not a report on the content of the effective body language project. Thank you so much, and all the best to the speaker and the evaluator.
All right, Toastmaster Nicholas, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Cool. Toastmaster Nicholas, self-determination theory. Self-determination theory, Toastmasters Nicholas.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Thank you for letting me to talk about my theory. Actually, it's not my theory. This is a famous psychological theory that was proposed in the 1980s, which is the self-determination theory. As you can see, this theory is more towards motivation. What is motivation? Motivation is the energy and direction of a behavior, quoted by Jefri and Ryan. This slide is actually plagiarized from my lecture notes that I use to study. So motivation, energy plus energy, the effort for an activity plus direction, where to invest this energy. So when we do activities, we always need effort, and we also need to know which way to push our energy towards, which direction. Next, I would like to talk about the key terms of today. As you can see that this is more like a lecture notes. So a motivation, which is something that we completely lack of motivation. There's no desire or will at all, nothing. Intrinsic motivation, it actually arises from something within us. It's more towards us, more towards ourselves, our passion. Extrinsic motivation. Extrinsic motivation is more towards external rewards like money, pressure from our friends, family. Other than that, autonomous motivation. This motivation is more towards intrinsic and is within ourselves, which lead to enjoyment and is automatic, as the name implies, autonomous. The last one is control motivation. Control motivation is something that is dependent, is controlled by the external factors to gain reward or to avoid punishment from our friends, our family. Next, I'd like to give a more in-depth source of motivation and example for each of them. A motivation, extrinsic motivation, and intrinsic motivation. A motivation is more towards like, I don't know what to do. This is impossible. Impossible to succeed. So you feel there's nothing else you can do. This is the complete like action of motivation. For example, I don't want to go to the gym because I don't have the time to exercise. It's like you have that negative thinking and it causes you that you don't have that motivation at all. Extrinsic motivation. Extrinsic motivation is like more towards like a goal. For example, I go to the gym because I want to be fit. I want to get girls. I want to be a social media influencer. This is more like an extrinsic reward, and it motivates us to perform better and as a source as a motivation. Next, intrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation is more like I join the gym because I am into the classes and we get a lot of friends. It is so fun. I want to do the yoga classes, like I want to do some stretching. I can also do some HIIT exercise. Okay, this is intrinsic motivation. Next, there are some few terms that I would like to say: autonomous and control. Autonomous is intrinsic motivation, which is I want to do it because I enjoy it. Integrated motivation is, for example, you see this value of the motivation, or you see the value of this activity, and you feel motivated and say that, oh, this is a part of who I am. Then, other than that, let's identify is because you recognize and value this benefit for your health. For example, you see yourself like you're sick and you have diabetes. The only way to cure this is for you to exercise. So that's why that's a source of motivation, which is autonomous within us. Control, there's two things that I like to talk about, which is introjected and external. Introjected, for example, you are bad at studying, but you feel pressured by your family and your parents to study better. You feel pressured, and some of them might manipulate you, as what Jefri said, manipulate others to make them feel guilty if they do not do it. And external motivation is because you have no choice. If I don't do this, I'll just die. And motivation is, I don't know why. Why am I here? Why do I exist? Next. This is an example for more. You can look at this. This is like normal, non-self-determinant and like self-determinant. At the left, which is the black color, a motivation, and external regulation, and introjected regulation, which is under extrinsic motivation, which I have explained earlier in the other slide, and integrated regulation, and last but not least, the intrinsic motivation, which is more of your intrinsic regulation, the enjoyment and the inherent satisfaction. Next, I like to talk about the theory, this theory applied in physical activity, because I'm a sport exercise science student, that I would focus this more on exercise psychology. Motivation. A motivation, you have no motivation or intention to engage in this physical activity. Extrinsic, that's also like motivated by external factors, which I have said before. And intrinsic motivation is by your internal rewards, personal growth, and enjoyment. There's the two regulation that I said, as I stated, and I want to focus on the last part of this topic, which is the basic psychological needs, which is relatedness, autonomy, and competence. We need these needs for us to feel good. Because relatedness, we need like this enjoyability, like how we relate to others. Autonomy, for we feel empowered through our sense of control, freedom of choice, and our own self-governance. Last but not least is the competence. Competence is one's ability to successfully engage in this performed activity. Next, as I said, this is the basic psychological needs. You can take a look at it. 1, 2, 3. Okay, next, last but not least, the final slide. This is more like the supportive, thwarting, and indifferent. So you can see, if you're more competent, you can be supportive to others by guiding individual to feel capable of tackling challenges, and thwarting, you can feel competent by emphasizing makes them overly critical and indifference. This is the last one, I promise. Okay, but you can see these three pictures. I want you guys to differentiate which is the extrinsic motivation and internal motivation. Intrinsic. Anyone can say which one?
Intrinsic.
Intrinsic is which picture?
Just do it.
No, it's actually let's do this. Just do it is actually more towards external motivation because it's externally just do it, but let's do this is internally, and I just can't is the motivation. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Toastmaster Nicholas. I feel motivated to listen to your speech about motivation, and I feel motivated even to do better and to look forward to your motivated future speeches. Okay, let us invite the last speaker, Toastmaster Yu Meng. He'll be attempting level 2 introduction to Toastmaster mentoring speech. May I invite his evaluator, Toastmaster Zhi Jun, to read out the purpose statement?
Good evening, Toastmaster Yu Ming. The purpose of this project, Introduction to Toastmaster Mentoring, is for you to clarify, define how Toastmaster envisions mentoring. For this speech, it's for you to share some aspect of your previous experience as a protege or your thoughts as a mentor. Back to you, Mr. Tian.
Great. May I invite Toastmaster Abdurraheen, the General Evaluator, to read out the notes for the Evaluator?
All right, thank you very much. So the notes to the evaluator, remember, is completing this project is developing. This project is developing an understanding of the Toastmasters mentoring. About the speech is about a time the member was a protege. It may be from any time in his or her life. The member may discuss any aspect of the protege experience. The speech should not be a report on the content of the introduction to Toastmasters mentoring project. Thank you very much. All the best to the speaker and to the evaluator.
Right, Toastmaster Yu Meng, are you ready?
Sure. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you crystal clear.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Your voice is sexy, we can hear you.
Yeah, I just got back, so that's why.
It's okay, no worries. Right, Toastmaster Yu Meng, watch and learn. Watch and learn, Toastmaster Yu Meng.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kenneth, for the kind introduction. So, hey, Kenneth, may I know who is your mentor?
My mentor is Hui Min.
Hui Min, oh, okay. And of course, and Zhi Jun, does any of the new members being assigned a mentor?
So far I see is no.
No, okay. So these are the things we hear all the time, right? Especially throughout our journey as a Toastmasters, we could always hear the word mentor. And occasionally we also hear things like, like earlier this year or last year, Toastmaster Jason is assigned to Coach Ming Kang to represent us in the division speech contest. So what's the difference between the coach and the mentor? That makes things more complicated. Needless to say, especially for new members, is knowing the word mentor is a bit quite confusing at first. They don't know what does a mentor do. So today, I'd like to share two people whom I encountered throughout my Toastmaster journey, which makes a huge impact in my life as a Toastmasters. And they are Lucy and Toastmaster Lucy and Toastmaster Ming. So let's start with Lucy. So I start to know her when I was being assigned to be her mentee, and one of the job is to make sure I become to get ready for the ice-breaking speech. So she knows I'm quite anxious. I mean, I was stuttering when I start speaking. So, and she gave me something. She gave me materials of a speech done by a champion, and she told me this: I just watch and learn. Okay, watch and learn. Okay, so she just said you just take it slowly and just learn it from that. Okay, that's fine. So, and then she said that she encouraged me to write down what I'm supposed to say on the worksheet. You know, everyone got a worksheet here. Just a metaphorical paper here. So this is the worksheet here. So I wrote down, and after I submitted it to her, she said, okay, that is good, and it's quite emotional at first. So she said, you take it slowly when you make a speech. At the same time, she also told me that she encouraged me by doing a trial run with her. And she helped me to say, okay, this is how you do eye contact when you do online meeting, especially, and adjust the camera like this. This is one way to make yourself noticeable in the online meeting, which is 2 years ago. And as for the feedback I received from her, from the first speech and the second speech I've done so far, she asked me to reflect what have I done so far. Because she knows I'm always into technical speeches, notably like things I'm passionate about, like mathematics, and also one of my pet peeves, which is traffic jams. And she said, in order to get people captivated with those technical speeches, we have to say it in a more creative way. Like example, imagine yourself as an urban planner. What would you do? This kind of things comes up in my mind, especially when I doing my future speeches, even though it's nothing to do with traffic jam, but alas, reflecting on your own speeches, my own speeches and our own speeches matters. So this is what I got back from Toastmaster Lucy so far, and I was grateful to have her as a mentor. Now I'm going to talk to the second character which I left out, Toastmaster Ming Kang. I think Ming Kang will miss me after this. Okay, so what Ming Kang started to do is that he always likes to convince me to partake in any roles, opening up a label throughout the meeting. From a timer, counter, grammarian, table topic master, table topics evaluator, and also the MC of the day, which is Toastmaster evening. So he always tell me to persuade me to go there and do so, and he also at the same time provide me some materials to begin with, especially through I think back then was the kind website. Before we used Google Sites, it was a website he created. I've forgotten his name. I'm so sorry about that, Toastmaster Ming Kang. And interestingly, so throughout my role playing experiences in a meeting, Ming Kang will always input me feedback which is quite specific. I mean, it kind of makes sense. So it's like, okay, so as an example, you have to remove the slide when someone is making a speech. You have to adjust the camera. Okay, you have to, so that people can see your arms moving left, up, right, down, and center, something like that. So from these two here, you can see the difference between what is a real mentor and what is a coach. So as you can see, Toastmaster Lucy, who is my actual mentor, what she starts with is that she understood my needs and she knows what are my weakness. My weakness is being anxious, i.e. stuttering a lot, a bit like lost ideas when you're about to make a speech, this and that. And she assures me, and she she tailor my needs specifically by providing materials and also tips to make sure I can do so. And she also understood the fact that I like to talk I like to do technical speeches, and from there she said, you have to do so in a more captivating way. You have to put yourself in a different role. So for instance, for traffic jam, who are you addressing to? If you want to talk about as an urban planner, then you will have to make it like one. This is one example. As for Toastmaster Ming Kang, I believe he's my coach. In fact, I treated him as my coach because the way he does is that he's more focused on, it's not little things, more specific. So it's like every row per row, one row, some feedback, one row, some feedback, and so on and so on. And the feedback is more directed to specific rows, and is only meant for that, which means it's more short term because you are more focused on the specific roles you're doing throughout the meeting, not the not the long-term goal which Toastmaster Lucy has envisioned for me, and which is that I will become a better speaker in technical fields. So in conclusion, I'm grateful for Toastmasters on the mentorship and the coaching offered to me. And from here, I managed to watch and learn about what are the pros, what are the communication styles, from directed communication styles of the coach to the engaging, constantly supporting role of a mentor, so that I can become an effective mentor or coach whenever is needed. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster Evening.
Wow, a coach and a mentor has a difference. I just know that. Wow, that is so amazing. Hopefully, we can receive a better coach, and hopefully, we can execute ourselves as an even better coach for others in the future. Watch and learn. Alright, so now it's the moment of truth, but this time is for the speaker. Let us vote for the best speaker by scanning the QR code here. Or you can type in the same link and paste it into your browser, sli.do/umtmt. You can paste it in either Google Chrome, in Microsoft Edge, in Firefox, in Google, or anything that works for you.
Safari can.
Safari can, yes, no problem. Ming said, ask me whether Safari is acceptable. Yes,
Internet
Safari is
Explorer.
acceptable.
Is
Sorry?
Opera
Internet
okay?
Explorer.
Opera.
Opera, what is Opera?
Kenneth, Navigator okay or not? Or Oracle also can use.
Internet Explorer, okay.
Oracle can use not? Oracle.
Can anything that works best for you. You can choose the best browser.
Use Dogen.
Wow, you Ming Opera. That's so old already, way.
I never use it lah. Just
That's
joking
so
lah.
old. Opera.
I don't know. Those were the days I always play web browsers. Okay, I used this before. I used Chromium before. I used this or this and that.
Wait, just want to ask lah. Whoever used Navigator before?
Navigator, oh, those were the days. No lah, I never used that. No, I never used that. Maybe my uncle lah, but not me lah.
Yeah.
I'm still a staunch Mozilla Firefox boy lah. So
I don't use Mozilla anymore.
because Linux only you get my Firefox lah. So no
Maybe.
proprietary software.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, ASAA angry already.
Hello.
Alright, so now we have calculated all the words and we have our winner here, who is Toastmaster Kenneth. Okay, yes, I'm the winner.
Wait.
Alright, so, okay, just kidding. Alright, that marks the end of the project speech session. And now, after the speech, there will be improvement session. The evaluation session whereby all the speakers will receive their evaluation, their feedback in order to improve. So first off, now I will invite the host of the evaluation session. Or yes, here, note that the normal session and the evaluation session are hosted by different people. The normal session will be hosted by the Toastmaster of the evening, which is me, whereas the evaluation session will be hosted by the general evaluator. Let us invite Toastmaster Abdurraheen from Sangha University Toastmaster Club to host the evaluation session.
All right, hi everyone. I hope you guys really enjoyed all the amazing speeches, the table topics, very creative table topics, and the prepared speech that we had the opportunity to listen to just now. Now it's time for what some people call the breakfast of champion. For me, it's just like the part of our Toastmasters meeting where we actually learn the most, because we've heard the speeches, is how the people, what they did well in the speech and how can they improve on those speeches. All right, first up, I would like to call upon our table topics evaluator, who is Toastmasters Yusra Afiqah, to give her table topics evaluation. The stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Mr. General Evaluator. Wow, I think this is my destiny to be the table topic evaluator for today because of your theme is MBTI, and coincidentally I'm doing my master in psychology. So it's like quite an interesting session for me to evaluate actually. Okay, let us jump in into each of the speakers. We have 6 speakers for today. Very amazing that we all can fit the 6 speakers in the flow, which means our table topic master managed the session flawlessly. To have all the 6 speakers in that minimum amount of time, I hope we have more. But actually, it's good enough, quite good for all of you. And for each speaker, I will give my feedback, which includes what I like about your speech and my personal opinion on how to improve your speech next time. First off, we have Kien Boon Lim. Apologies if I pronounce your name incorrectly. Your topic is about adapting to significant change, which is quite a hard topic because you need to be vulnerable to adapting to something new. It means you need to share that you are having difficulties with that situation, and that's what you do. You share your personal story, then you share why you feel that it is quite hard for you and you need to adapt, which is because you need to walk to your class, you need to wash your clothes. Very much relatable. And to improve your speech in further times, I would like to suggest you to put to add some lesson learned in your speech, which is that we need to appreciate more that we have these kind of easiness things back days before we start our universities, and now we need to appreciate more. Sorry, I got distracted with the chat. Okay. We need to appreciate. So just put the lesson learned from your story. You have the story already. Just what you learn from that, or maybe you hope that these difficulties will finally end. So that's my suggestion for you. Okay, for second speaker, we have Tian Jun about sharing a problem that you have solved and a problem. So one thing about you, you have a very good flow of speech already. I think you are a natural born speaker with a good conduct of stage. Just one point of improvement for me to you is to be aware of your eye.
Yusra, you're breaking off.
I know it's very hard if it's for me now because I'm using my iPad. When my will already know pin. Okay, is it too bad? You hear me, but you can't see me. Is it true? Okay, I close my video for a while, yeah? Okay, I continue for second speaker, Tian Jun. I continue, which is just to look at the camera. For every speaker, I know we have that difficulties. Just put a sticky note at the pinhole of our camera saying, look, we'll always focus at the camera. Don't look at the screen because your eye will fall down, but look at the camera hole. So all in all, you did a good job, Tianjun, and I look forward to hear more from you actually because you have a good speech. Okay, next is from Yee Sheng about hobby, which he states 2 of his hobby, basketball and also swimming. You answer it beautifully, which is you state what you love, what is your hobby, which is basketball. Where you play it at your grandma's house, with who you play it, with your friend, what you feel when you play basketball. It is a very good way to answer a table topic session. Just to state the 5 wife, 1 husband technique. Just one suggestion to you. I suggest you to stick or just choose one of your hobby. Either it's swimming or basketball. So you can focus more on that. Try to elaborate more on one point because we only have 1 to 2 minutes. So next is our fourth speaker is Zhi Jun about benefit and challenge of being introvert or extrovert. Okay. You have the flow. You have the idea. Just for your introduction, I suggest you not to repeat your topic one more time because you will lose around 15 to 20 seconds, which we don't want it. The first line of what we speak is the time that we need to grab the attention of the audience. So don't have to repeat. And you actually answer it with a very interesting because you try to fulfill all the questions, all the questions need, which you try to explain the benefit of being the extrovert, and then you explain the pros and cons of being introvert. But it takes so much time. My suggestion to you, this is the most basic ways in answering table topic, which is the PREP method, PREP method, which is first, you state your point. Second, you state your reason. Third, example. And the last P is you recap your point one more time. For example, you state that you think introvert have more challenge. So that's your first point. Second is you give your reason why you think introvert have more challenge. And third, you give example, your personal opinion, your personal experience. And lastly, you recap back that you still think that introvert have more challenge. So whenever you receive close-ended question like this, you just straight up the PREP method. This is one of the most popular method in Toastmasters, and we always train ourselves to answer table topic like that. Okay, for the fifth speaker, which is Kugan, honestly, I'm very sorry. I missed your topic because of the poor connectivity just now. The moment I reconnected, I joined in back the meeting. You are at red light, which brings me to my suggestion to you to be aware of your timing. I believe you're quite over time, few seconds, but it's okay. I can see that you are a very confident speaker. You know what you are talking about. Just keep practicing that you won't go over time because I believe most of us have experience as student here. So we know we can go over time during our proposal defense. We can go over time during our presentation. So this is the platform to practice. It's okay to make mistake in Toastmasters. So last speaker, we have Anas about communication style. He shared the problem that he is facing, which is there are two. He has difficulties to ask for help, and you have the problem that you are like I missed the second problem actually, but I know there's a two problem. So you make it clear from the beginning what is your situation, and you move on from there. Very beautiful. Which is your state, your experience, your personal experience, which is the strongest thing in Toastmasters, especially during table topic, because you are the only one who own your experience. No one can copy that. So that's what we want to hear more in Toastmasters. And from that point, you talk about why you feel it's problematic to you, and for the improvement for your future time, I suggest to end it with your hope. I hope that from with joining Toastmasters, I can overcome my problem of very hard asking for help. So that's how you end it. End it with a conclusion, or just say that I hope I can improve myself in every meeting. It's like that. So last but not least, I would like to give my general remarks actually for all of you is to just put down the slide whenever the speakers start speaking, especially in table topic, because we want to see everyone else faces. When the slide is on, it's quite hard for every one of us to see the face. So that's it. Back to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Yusra. I really enjoyed your evaluation. I think your points are really good. And also, I love how motivating you were, motivating all the speakers during to give and to become better speakers. That's what we all do here at Toastmasters. Thank you very much for this very good and insightful table topics evaluation. All right, moving on to our next speaker, to our next evaluator, which is the first speech evaluator. I'd like to call upon Toastmaster Ikhtifar for the evaluation of Toastmaster Zhi Jie.
All right. Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator, for the kind introduction. So for Zhi Jun, sorry, for Zhi Jun pula. For Zhi Jie, the first thing I asked before the meeting started was the feedback from the previous speaker, which was the simple feedback was to be just more dramatic with the pauses and also with the speech. What I like about Zhi Jie's speech, right, is it was a nice intro. You captured us with the conversation and also the self-talks that you had, and also the starting of the speech, right, was really was very interesting, where you started with your own per conversation, where normally people will start with a question or with something to attract the audience to pay attention to you. And also I like that you are aware of the problem and also bravely deny the problem in the starting of your speech, because there's one part where you say that yes, this is problem, but I think, right, I'm good at studying. So that was an interesting moment for me. And when you say about the solution that you came off, the light bulb moment that you had, the ping, right, I think can be more dramatic or more louder, because like it will be more attracting to the audience for if you do that. And also, like, I like that you stated that before your exams and everything, you had 2 weeks of pure no gaming and also no socializing, and you're studying all the time. And also, I like that the part where you take time to pronounce every word and emphasize every point and sentence. What I like to improve in the future speeches is to start the speech with an acronym, or like when you're doing a problem solving, right? Starting with an acronym, let's say for example, STAR, sleep, and so forth and so on, so that it will be much more interesting and people would remember your speech more. And also, like when you say about the acronym, right, you can further emphasize your speech, and also it could be more impactful. And also, based on my previous evaluation on your speeches, I think that this is the most dramatic delivery that you had. It was very lively, and also like you played very good about with the pauses and also your tones, which was different from your previous speeches that I had evaluated you. Yeah. Lastly, I would like to wish all the best to you and keep on the good work. Back to Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ikhtifar, for this evaluation. Again, I really enjoy how motivating you were, especially at the end with the speaker. All right, next up we have the evaluation for the second speaker, and I would like to call upon Toastmaster Danish for his evaluation.
Okay, so Jeffrey, for your project purpose, you did achieve it because you did identify the primary leadership styles, like democracy, authoritarian. I really like it. And you also did discuss about leadership style in general. Share your experiences about it. And for that, you did achieve your speech purpose. Now, here are the things that I really admire about you. Is that you have relatable example, such as, oh, I'm always going to give duty, I was going to do that, I was going to do this because I understand them. I really wish I had a manager like that when I was at 70. Trust me, they don't care. Go to work. You're sick. That doesn't matter. And the second one is that you did deliver your speech smooth despite you write the script in the last minute. Like you said, it was yesterday at 11 p.m. I believe you probably slept at 3 a.m. I can bet it's 550 ringgit on that. Because of that, you are capable of creating content on the go, which makes you a great speaker for impromptu speeches or for table topic speeches. So I recommend you taking them in the future. Now, here are the things that you may want to work on for your future speech. The first one is your camera positioning. Instead of really forward facing, I don't see your hand gestures or your body language because of that. So I can't really perceive or trying to find it. Next, and for my humble suggestion is that you may want to work on your vocal variety, because without it, it feels awkward. It feels like impactful. Now, you see, you can easily fix this by simply talking it when the point was interesting and when it was serious. High pitch when it's interesting and low pitch when it's not interesting. Now, overall, you did a particular, overall, despite your that camera position, in which it can be fixed by just, pushing and then repositioning and everything. And your local variety can be fixed through time and practice. You did a pretty good job because you write your speech at the last minute. And I know that's not particularly complete. Yeah, I did it as well. And it's not a great time. Here's my challenge to you, Speaker Jefri or Toastmaster Jefri. Stand up when you're speaking. This way you can use your body much, much more. Don't mind the cat, by the way. It's just my one and only background picture I have. It's like, oh, I can move. That way you can make it more expressive, more tonal, and make it even more impactful for your speech. Next, overall, you did a pretty good job despite the last minute. Don't worry, I've been there as well, my man. That is all from me. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Danish, for this amazing evaluation. I really enjoy how I think your voice, the way it really makes the speaker at ease and really, just make the person at ease and not like stress about the evaluation, but really made us get good feedback. All right, moving on to our next evaluator, which is Toastmaster Sri Kugan to give the evaluation. The stage is yours.
Thank you very much to our general evaluator. Now, I'd like to start my evaluation by saying that Toastmaster Nicholas here has delivered a very well-structured and well-researched speech. I like how we had chosen this topic today about motivation. And if you look at the start till the very end, Toastmaster Nicholas today has delivered the subject only on that subject matter. It was very conscious and precise to his research and to the findings he has made in this research. So as an audience, I definitely feel that I could benefit something new from Toastmasters Nicholas' speech. So Nicholas, very well done on the research. I really appreciate that you put in the effort for the research. And I definitely think that this is a very well-structured speech. You started off by asking us what it actually means to be motivated before sharing with us the contents of motivation and what are the different types of motivations before finally concluding to us by asking us again, which one do you think is the person which is falling in this category and the person that is falling in that category. So very well done on that. I have to emphasize again. Secondly, I also liked, after reviewing the speech objectives, I also liked how the speaker, Toastmaster Nicholas, was really conscious of his body language throughout his speech. When he was demonstrating on something, he moved his hands like this, he moved his hands like that, and he was constantly throughout his speech. His body language was definitely in line with what he was saying. It was like there were two speeches. One, the speech from his voice, and the other language was coming out from his body language. So very well done on that. And I definitely think you have achieved your speech objective. Now, having said that, if there are any rooms for improvement that I would like to suggest to the speaker is, number one, Toastmaster Nicholas, is your eye contact. When you were delivering your speeches, I noticed that your eyes were going down a bit. Now, it's always good to look directly in the camera, because when you look into the camera, it means you're maintaining this human connection with your audience. And when you leave a human connection, it means you're leaving a lasting impression on the audience's mind. So today, I think that you had a very good speech, a very good content, but I saw a lot of distraction when your eye contacts were going down here and there. So try to avoid that. And secondly, in terms of your visual aids, I like how you use visual aids to emphasize on the points you were making. But the visual aids were sometimes a bit taxing for me because there were lots of words written in it. So if you're going to use visual aids, try to use more imagery. to enhance your message. And finally, the third point for improvement, which I detected in you, was that I want you to use pauses in your speech. I'm challenging you to use pauses in your speech, because there were times when I saw that things were too fast. The good use of structure, I highly appreciate your research, and I think that you've achieved your speech objective. But look back at your eye contact, and you may want to work on your visual aids. Your visual aids must always be audience friendly and not otherwise, right? And finally, give the audience some time to digest what you're saying. And how are you going to do that? It's by using pauses. Thank you, and back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Sri Kugan, for this evaluation. I really enjoy what you emphasize, what the person met the speech objectives. That's something that very few evaluators do, and kudos to you on that. Just one thing for you to take note of, please take note of the timing, because I saw the timer just like ding, 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 the bell. So just especially if you're going to contest, be very careful about the timing. All right, next up we have the fourth speaker, which is Toastmaster Zhi Jun, to give to the evaluation to a fourth speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Ge. Toastmaster Meng. Congratulations for completing your Level 2 Introduction to Toastmaster Mentoring and completing your Level 2 speech. Here, I would like to share about 3 pros and 2 cons about your speech. First is the pro. You give a clear introduction to the audience. Why? At first, you alert the audience with asking, "Hey, Kenneth, who is your mentor?" And then ask me, "Hey, Zhi Jun, any new members is assigned as a mentor?" You alert us what you want to speak. After that, what we know is about, you want to talk about your experience as a mentee by sharing your two characters. First is your own mentor, Toastmaster Lucy, and second is open and close club coach, Toastmaster Ming. This brings to the second pros is you give a good elaboration of your experience as a mentee, which makes your speech, which makes you being success in achieving your speech purpose. I like about you use very descriptive language to tell us how Lucy guides you and how Ming guides you. Like Lucy provides you the materials and tell you to reflect it on your own speech. And Toastmaster Ming, he encourages you to be the role players and give guidance. When I listen, I really feel like I'm also inside the scenery. I know just an external topic I know about Ming, but I feel surprised as Toastmaster Lucy because when I joined in, she is almost graduating, and after 1 sem, she's graduating. And third, what I like about is you have a good English command. I feel like these people train many English. I like about it. Okay, there are 2 suggestions for you as a room of improvements. First is, I noticed that when you are giving speech, your eye is slightly looking up. Perhaps, I don't know, is it the camera angle problem or something? But just try to focus on the little camera thing. And second, although that I feel your English command is good, however, I also capture a bit many pause fillers like so and Perhaps you can try to make your speech shorter by minimizing the usage of the pause fillers. Overall, I like your speech. You give a clear expectation or introduction and good elaboration, good English command, and may work on off the pause fillers and the eye contact. That's all from me. Back to you, Mr. Ge.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Zhi Jun, for this evaluation. What I really enjoyed about your evaluation is that you always said, I feel, I think. Using the word I really made it personal, and that I think really can make the person who you are evaluating feel very welcome in your evaluation. All right, that's it for our 5 evaluations. There is, I think, a voting. So I would like to have perhaps the TME to help us with that. Right, so there's the link in the description, in the chat, so please click on that for you to vote. I give you all a few minutes, or the person who's controlling the vote, just let me know when most of us have voted already.
Hi, you may go back to the link sli.do/umtmc. Wait, I haven't voted. Maybe need a tiebreaker. We need a tiebreaker. Who haven't voted? For just now, who vote? I saw someone vote earlier. You may re-enter the sli.do/umtmc to vote again, because just now during the evaluation session, I saw someone vote and I just make it reset the result. Huh? Need tiebreaker or continue? Okay. The voting session is closed. And thank you everyone for voting. Now I should pass the session back to our Mr. GE.
Thank you very much. All right, so we will move on to our grammarian and ASAA's report. I'd like to call upon Toastmasters Joshua, so you can do both one after the other.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Allow me to share my screen. So there's a bit problem with my camera, but I will still proceed with my report. I will start off with the grammarian's report. For today's word of the day, perception, it was used by Toastmasters Zhi Jun and Kenneth, so it was used twice. Moving on to the good selection of words, phrases, or idioms, or rhetorical devices, we have prepare you to be wholesome and holistic. God will tell me what is right and what is wrong. It's not just stamina, but also tactics. So long you're loyal to me, I'll be kind to you. Whether you think you can or cannot, you are right. If you take care of your stuff, they will take care everything for you. And humble suggestion. For the pronunciation, one word which was mispronounced is protege. Instead of pronouncing as protege, it is pronounced as protege. Protege. In terms of grammatical errors, the first one is 16 personality. So since it's more than one, it's best to pronounce it in its plural form, which is personalities, 16 personalities. And last, perhaps we can change it to lastly. Don't know how to social, perhaps don't know how to socialize. especially when I go to deeper zone. Since it's talking about swimming, perhaps you can say, especially when I swim to a deeper zone. Not communicative, not talkative, more concentrate, more focus. So what we do basically, perhaps you can say what we do is blah, blah, blah. Started seeing my performance, started seeing my performance with asking, by asking. And for the 6699 in Chinese, we call it 6699, open and close, you can pronounce it as quote, unquote. Lastly, a bit, many postulus, perhaps you can say a few postulus or many postulus. This is for the Grammarian's Report. Moving on to the counters report, we have 3 Toastmasters who uses a lot of fillers, which is Ikhtifar, Jefri, and Meng. For the one who uses the least pause fillers is Toastmasters Danish. So congratulations to Toastmasters Danish with only 1 pause fillers. If we look at the statistics, we can see that the most used pause filler is the word and, followed by the word so, and another one is the repeated words such as right, actually, okay, because, with the least being the word That is all from me, the graph counter, and I really do feel like a Grab driver trying to get as many passengers as I can today. So back to you, General Evaluator.
All right, thank you very much for this amazing report. I really love the way you did it by sharing your screen. I think when you are doing online, there's many ways that you can show the account and Grammarian Report, and showing it on the screen with the proper pronunciation. That's something really good. So good job. All right, next up we have our timers report, and I would like to call upon Toastmaster Ming for the timers report.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Please allow me to share my screen. From the timers report, the first impression is everyone seems to have a good perceptions of time. We don't have a lot of overtime. You might see this in the table. Topics. The first table topics, we only have 1 overtime, who is Toastmaster 3 Kugan. Use 2 minutes and 45 seconds. That's 15 seconds overtime. Rest of speakers well within time limits, with Kien Boon 1 minute 35 seconds, Tian Jun 1 minute 17 seconds, Yee Sheng 1 minute 40 seconds, Zhi Jun 2 minutes and 5 seconds, and Anas 1 minute 40 seconds. Note, time limit is 2 to 3 minutes. Sorry, 1 to 2 minutes for table topics. Going on to prepare speech, 5 to 7 minutes limit. We have 2 overtime, who are Toastmaster speakers and New Meng. 8 minutes 20 seconds, 8 minutes 11 seconds respectively. Zhi Jie and Jefri well in time with 5 minutes and 4 seconds and 6 minutes and 20 seconds respectively. Zhi Jie is a bit under time. Technically no, but it could be you have 2 more minutes to enrich your speech. That's my suggestion. Moving on to evaluation sessions, this is where I did something extra to break it down into several parts. First, we have table topics evaluation. Yusra took 9 minutes and 22 seconds. As you can see, the time allocated for different speakers' evaluations are not really similar. So these are suggestions for you to improve, to try to make them similar, allocate the same time for each speaker. Next, Toastmaster Ikhtifar, Toastmaster Danish. Both of you well in the time limits of 2 to 3 minutes, with Toastmaster Ikhtifar 2 minutes and 26 seconds. Toastmaster Danish 3 minutes and 19 seconds. As you can see, also break it down into good points and improvement, intro and conclusion, so you can allocate time better in the future based on these results. Next, we have Toastmaster 3 Kugan and Zhi Jun overtime by a little bit. Technically, Toastmaster Zhi Jun is not overtime. Toastmaster 3 Kugan, you use 3 minutes 55 seconds. And Toastmaster Zhi Jun used 3 minutes and 25 seconds. I'll suggest Zhi Jun to spend more time on improvement, less time on good points, and 3 Kugan to spend less time on the introduction. Lastly, for report speeches, we have Toastmaster Joshua giving Grammarian Report in 1 minute 50 seconds, our counter report 44 seconds, both under time limits. And my report is more than 1 minute and 53 seconds because I didn't click it at the beginning. I would say 2 minutes and 15 seconds, which is over time. So sorry, and that's the end of my report. Back to the general evaluator.
All right, thank you very much. I really enjoyed your timers report. The way you did it by mentioning who went over time and also giving some tips on each speaker who went over time. What should they do to reduce this, reduce their time? All right, so I'll go now for a quick general evaluator report. First of all, let's go before the meeting. So thank you so much to the VP Zhi Jun for inviting me to the to invite me to this meeting as GE. You invited me very early, so that's pretty good, not say a last minute thing. The agenda is very well prepared with all the information one needs. This is something really nice and well designed. And I really like the way that you have a website where you have an always updated agenda, so you don't have to always send up an agenda. That's something I might be stealing from you guys by having the agenda on a Google sheet instead of me sending and converting to PDF every time a role player decides to change. All right, that's something very good before the meeting. So during the meeting, I really enjoyed it. I think it went pretty smoothly. I won't go into the nitpicking of things because I think every meeting has a few ups and it has a lot of ups and a few downs. As long as there are more ups than downs, that's very good. And you guys seem to know, to be quite experienced and to know how a Toastmasters meeting should be. And it went pretty well and according to the agenda. And if I'm correct, we are still on time. Yeah, we are still pretty much on time, which is very good. A few things that I think we can improve. Sorry, a few things that I really enjoyed is also the TME, your introduction of Toastmasters by really showing what's Toastmasters, what we are all about and what we do. And also our TTM, who really related the topics to the topic of personality and the test. And that's really good. A few things that I think you can improve. The first is something very, very, very nitpicking is someone says the meeting is adjourned. Usually we say the meeting is adjourned at the end of the meeting. So we say, okay, let's begin the meeting. Something like that we do. All right. And also during the speaker, I saw that the TME was still sharing the screen. So I couldn't really see the speaker, or at least was seeing the speaker on just a side. So what you can do is if the speaker is not using any sort of slides, you can just stop sharing your screen during the speech, so it's not as distracting. Overall, I think it was a really good meeting. It went well, and thank you so much for having me. I look forward to someday perhaps meeting you at a physical or hybrid meeting. Thank you so much. I'll pass the stage back to our TME.
All right, thank you so much to our general evaluator Toastmaster Abdurraheen for such an insightful evaluation. Dun, 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 dun. Before we end the meeting, the most awaited moment arrives. The award ceremony. No BGM, just kidding. All right. No. So first of all is the best table topic speaker. So this is the previous best.
Let's give a few minutes. Our DME laptop just got hanged. You want to use my laptop?
Okay. Okay, hello, I'm also the timer.
TME, your laptop is available.
Back already. Okay.
DME laptop is back. Give it a few seconds.
Okay, so this is the previous best table topic speaker. And drum roll, please. goes to Yee Sheng. Congratulations.
Woo! Sheng, you want to take a photo with us? Yep, Jeffrey, please.
Okay, one moment, yeah. Okay, wait. Right. In 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you. Congrats.
Thank you.
Okay, congratulations, Yee Sheng, for this wonderful achievement. Next, who will be the best speaker? Drum roll, please. As I've already mentioned earlier, the best speaker is me, right?
What?
Okay, just kidding. Okay, just kidding.
What?
Just kidding. It goes to Jeffrey, Toastmaster Jeffrey.
Wow.
Wow, I'm prepared also can
Wow.
win.
Let me take photo of you then. In three,
Alright.
in 3, 2, 1. One more. In 3, 2, 1. Okay.
Okay, thank
Congratulations.
you.
So who will be the next best evaluator? The best evaluator goes to...
Drum roll, please.
It will be two. Toastmaster Sri Kugan and Toastmaster Zhi Jun.
Wow, congratulations.
Let us take a picture.
I think I'll take Kugan first, then I'll take Zhi Jun because I can only pin one person at a time. Okay, so I'll pin
Okay.
Kugan first. Right. Ming, TME, can you move your cursor? Okay. Okay, never mind then. In 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you. The next one is Zhi Jun. In 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you. Congrats.
Right, so that marks the end of the award ceremony. So hopefully those with awards continue your efforts. Those without award, it's okay as long as you have tried. As long as you are in Toastmaster, you try your best. Then that's your intrinsic award, right? Because intrinsic, right? Okay. All right. So a certificate of appreciation towards our general evaluator, Toastmaster Abdurraheen from Sunway University Toastmasters Club.
He has left.
Okay, sure.
Let me take a screenshot. Jeffrey's screenshot.
All right, we will be taking a screenshot.
I already took the screenshot. The
Oh,
cert.
wow. Thank you so much, Jeffrey. A very efficient manager also. All right. So before we end the meeting, let us have Toastmaster Zhi Jun, our Vice President of Education, for her presiding officer's closing address.
Okay, thank you everyone for joining this meeting. At first, I don't know. At first, when I scheduled the meeting, I don't know today is the Deepavali replacement. I thought today is just a usual day for us. But however, so very glad to see. Very glad to see everyone can join this meeting. So very happy to see it. And I saw everyone enjoying, especially with the team MBTI. Okay, so for information, our next meeting is on next Monday, 20 November. And that time we have a hybrid meeting at Zoom and Complex Perdana Siswa, Dewan Perdana 4. So mark your date down. And without wasting our time, I shall call this meeting adjourned. Sorry for just now I talk about adjourn because I really want to sleep. I thought that 8 p.m. Okay, already finished meeting, then I want to adjourn already. Okay, without further ado, let me call this meeting adjourned.